In this lesson, I want to talk to you about something called percent of change. We know how to find percentages of numbers, but sometimes in consumer math, you have amounts that change, and that can be represented as a percent. You know, change in mathematics is a subtraction. That's the way you find it. So a percent of change formula would be that you take the amount of change up here, you get that by subtracting your two values, and then you write it over your original amount. So you know, if you have change amounts, you can have increases or you can have decreases. So let's look at those types of examples of problems. For example, here's some increase problems. And let's say I want to find the percent of change if a number goes from 25 to 49. I'm going to use my formula right here. And I'm going to say, okay, let me find the amount of change by subtracting these two numbers. We'll take the larger quantity and subtract out the smaller quantity. So I know I'm working out 49 minus 25, so that's 24. So the amount of change is 24. The original amount where it started is 25. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to find that as a percent. And remember that the way you find a percent is you're looking for a number over 100. Remember, percentages up there, it's always a percent over 100. All right, now I have a magic proportion that I can solve. Remember, I do that by cross multiplying. So in this case, I would have 100 times 24, and then I'm going to divide that by 25. And this is a 96%, and that's an increase. So if it was at 25 and it goes up to 49, it went up by 24, the value did. And 24 is a very large percentage of 25. And that's how I find it. I use this formula every time. Let's do another one that's talking about percent of change. So Susie purchased a daily planner for $32. The wholesale cost was $25. What was the percent markup? Okay, so I know I want to find percent of change because markup is talking about change. I'm going to subtract these two values. I have 32 minus 25, and I know that's 7. So my change amount is 7. Following this formula, amount of change. What was the original amount? Well, the original amount was 25. And I'm going to set that equal to n over 100 so I can find my percentage. So I look down there and I say, hey, I'm going to cross multiply 100 times 7. And I'm going to divide that by 25. And I know that that's a 28% markup. Increase. Find the amount that it changes and then write it over the original. Let's look at some percent decrease. We're going to use the same type of concept. We're going to subtract our values. 50 minus 45, that's kind of quick and easy to do. That difference is 5. I'm going to write it over the original amount. It starts at 50. What is that? As a percentage, 100 times 5 is 500. Divided by 50 would give me 10% decrease. That's it. Okay, let's look at our next problem over there about Carlos. Carlos used a coupon and paid $7.35 for pizza. That normally costs $10.50. Find the percent of discount. Okay, so let's subtract our values. Larger quantity minus smaller quantity. I have $10.50 minus $7.35. Do some renaming there. 5 from 10 is 5. 3 from 4 1 7. So that's $3.15. So the change amount was $3.15. What was the original? So this is a decrease. It normally costs this. I want to see what the percentage going down to that is. So the original was $10.50. Again, I'm trying to find this as a percentage. All right, now look at what I'm going to cross multiply on that. I'm going to have 100 times $3.15, and I'm going to divide that by $10.50. That's a 30% discount, 30% decrease. Okay? Feel free to watch this video again if you need to.